this had been a low-scoring preseason game between the Owls and the Redblacks. In fact, there were no touchdowns until the third quarter. And for Ottawa, who scored first, it was done by their defense. The pick six by Tobias Harris.
Yeah, big defensive play, gave him a little bit of breathing room on the scoring board. Tobias Harris, a guy who spent most of his time on special teams last year as a return man, fighting for a spot now in the secondary, and makes a big play that may go a long way towards helping him earn a little bit more playing time on D.
And here is Harris now, afterwards talking to Farhan Lalji.
Tobias, let's start with your return. Really broke the game open. And you used to playing special teams when you got into this league. Did your kick return instincts kick in when you had the ball?
Honestly, I played kick return in college, but I'm a playmaker. So in college, I played a lot of DB. Came out of college with 18 career interceptions. So it's kind of just felt at home, honestly.
What about this secondary? You know, you guys were much maligned last year, but is it really important for you? You took some growing pains maybe last year that this is now the time?
I personally think so. I think a lot of people returning. There's a lot of veteran experience. Learning from them guys and understanding things. Again, I came here last year and I played a lot of DB in practice, but I had a lot of growing pains, and seeing them and learning from them has made us a better secondary, in my opinion.
Take me through what this team looks like coming out of training camp. You're going to get an extra week here to be off week one before the season starts. How good are you feeling right now?
Man, I feel great. We feel great. We get that bye week to get off our legs from training camp, and we're a hungry team. I mean, you can tell everyone's bought in. Everyone, the addition of Pickett and Dom have really been great. Drew, all of them. It feels definitely like a family. It feels different this year. Something's different.
Thanks for this. Good luck.
Nah, of course. Thank y'all.
Of course, the most notable addition by the Redblacks in the offseason was quarterback Drew Brown, who had been a backup in Winnipeg. He didn't play much last week in their preseason game in Hamilton. He played 3 quarters this time around. What'd you think?
Yeah, I liked what Drew Brown did in this football game. I think the important thing to remember is that Drew Brown is coming here from having spent 3 years in Winnipeg with basically the same teammates playing in the same system. In Ottawa, he's been in this system for 2 weeks. He's been with these teammates for 2 weeks. Drew Brown threw the ball at a pace to go over 300 yards in this football game, spread it around. Not a lot of points, but moving the ball well, and that's where things are going to start. They've got an extra week now to build.
Well, let's send it back to Farhan now and get some more thoughts on Drew Brown. Farhan?
Yeah, you know, I spoke to Tommy Condell before the game, and he said one of the things he wanted to see from his new quarterback was a level of accountability. And you heard that halftime interview. He certainly showed that, right? I mean, he's got high expectations for himself. This is his first time here as the starting quarterback in front of the home fans with his guys. And for the most part in the first half, you mentioned no touchdowns at that point. He wasn't happy with how things were going, and we had a chance to talk to him then. Drew, you've moved the ball at times, but haven't necessarily been able to finish. How would you assess the half?
I mean, we did as bad as we possibly could. You know, I think we got to focus. I mean, we got to come out here and play with some intention. I think that we might have a little bit of, at least offensively, like it's a preseason game. It's not a preseason game. This is our first opportunity to come out and compete as an offense, as the #1 offense. We got to be better. I got to be better. Everyone has to be better.
You don't have Ackland. Looks like you're not going to have Rhymes for the rest of this game at least. Does that matter at a time like this?
I mean, those are great players, obviously, but we got plenty of talented young guys, and we expect them to come in and do their job.
Drew, thanks for this. Good luck in the second half.
Appreciate it.
Second half pretty much the same, and the one touchdown, the first one at least for the Redblacks, came on that kick return. And I mentioned there just the injuries. Jalen Ackland, a late scratch, a minor foot injury. Dom Rhymes in the second quarter left the game. We believe it's a head injury, so that additional week should give them a bit more time to fine-tune the offense, but also to make sure that everybody that Drew Brown wants to throw the ball to is healthy and ready to go.
Yeah, crazy to think about it, Farhan, but yeah, a little break even to start the season could be good for the Redblacks. It all begins next week, week 1, and for the Alouettes, they're up against the team they beat in the Grey Cup last November, playing the Bombers in Winnipeg. And by the way, that's Ottawa's first game. Drew Brown's first taste in the regular season as quarterback of the Redblacks is against his old team, Winnipeg, in 2 weeks' time.